I quit eating low calorie, and here is what happened. I'm going to explain to you how I quit eating low calorie and how it changed my body, and how the reverse diet by eating more protein and lifting weights changed my body for the better than any other diet could ever do for me. Okay, so I'm going to read you exactly what a reverse diet is so that you have a better understanding, and I'm also going to share with you the protein ratio of like the range. I should say the range, the lowest to highest, just in case you may be wondering of how much protein you should eat, because nobody told me there's like an exact range, right? And I'm just going to share my experience of my reverse diet with you. But before we go ahead and get into that, let me go ahead and do my song. All right, she is Tamika and Tamika is she. Hey, she is Tamika and Tamika is she. Hey, she is Tamika and Tamika is me. Hello, gorgeous. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this disclaimer that what I say in here is just my experience only. Please make sure you talk to your doctor, you talk to your dietitian, someone who is licensed, professional, to help guide you along the way. You take what I say with a grain of salt. Do your research. Always fact check behind me or anybody else around here. Also know that what I'm explaining to you is also coming from Google, and I have done a whole lot of research and studying here on YouTube of other content creators who are certified personal trainers and who speak of stop eating low calories, eat more food in order to lose weight. And we have been stuck in this whole diet culture where we are supposed to eat low in calories. If we're eating 2,800 calories, okay, I'm on a diet, so therefore I'm gonna just start and eat 1,500 calories. And then when that doesn't work, I'm gonna drop it all the way down to 1,100. That is not sustainable, and that is not how you're going to lose weight. And all you're going to do is pare down your muscle and look skinny fat. Now, keep in mind, some people can eat low in calories and still keep their curves, but let me go ahead and explain to you. And this and the information that I'm giving you can also go for anybody who is not on the GLP-1 or who is on the GLP-1. Always consult your doctor. All right, so let's go ahead and get into what Google says about the reverse diet. I already had it up. All right, so reverse diet is the practice of slowly increasing your calorie intake after a period of dieting to help your metabolism and body adapt to higher intake without gaining weight. This is often done by adding about 50 to 150 calories per week, focusing on nutrient dense foods and combining it with physical activity. The goal is to help manage hunger, reduce weight gain, and make long-term healthy eating more sustainable. All right, so the potential benefits: it supports metabolism, reduces weight gain, reduces cravings, and improves energy. And not only that, I would like to add that it also helps with muscle recovery. Okay, because I've had my fair share where I was under eating and it was hard to recover from a weight training of just using 8 pounds. And you guys see me use heavier weights than 8 pounds. So now let me go ahead and explain to you about the protein intake, because that is so important. And I wish somebody had explained that to me, because back in the early days, I would say around 2022 is when I heard a lot about protein. After I quit keto and I lost 18 pounds, I was skinny fat. So I was like, okay, let me get some protein. Okay, so the saying back then in 2022 was that, and it probably was before that, but when I came across it, it was eat your protein 1 pound per body weight. At the time, I was 174 pounds. Like I said, I lost 18 pounds from doing keto. 174 grams of protein is a lot of protein. And I did what the people said here on YouTube. Personal trainers, they wasn't really explaining it. So bottom line is that I was very bloated, very gassy, because I was just eating a whole lot of protein bars because it was hard for me to eat so much animal protein, and then I would still be like 30 or 40 grams of protein short of 174. So it wasn't until someone said that you eat 1 pound per body weight, or what you do is you eat your ideal goal weight or your ideal body weight that you want to be, right? So if you are 200 pounds and you want to be 140, you will take that number, 140 grams of protein, because it's hard to eat 200 grams of protein, right? So the range is 0.8 times your current body weight. That can be your lowest, and then do your 1 pound per body weight or ideal goal weight, and that can be your range. And that is what I've been sticking to, and that has been helping me even before the GLP-1. But I really didn't learn that until I got into the GLP-1. Then that's when I understood it at that moment. Let's go ahead and get into the strength training. I have been strength training for a very long time, but like I said, I was under eating and it was hard to recover from my strength training. So what I ended up doing was I had to do a reverse diet. So the reason why I did a reverse diet, and I've actually done 3, I did one after Wegovy in 2023, and then I did a second one after Zepbound of this year, and then I did another one while on Mounjaro, which was 2 months ago. I didn't learn my lesson from the second and first time, which is why I had to do a third time. But the main one is the second one after quitting Zepbound. My total weight loss on the GLP-1 medication from Wegovy to Zepbound was 60 pounds. So I lost 20 with Wegovy, and then I lost the rest with Zepbound. And I got down to my lowest of 133 pounds, and I was like very skinny fat. I could not believe what I saw in the mirror. Matter of fact, I was running away from the mirror because I didn't like what I saw. My wrist was very tiny. I can see the veins in my arms. My breasts were very saggy. It was the chest bone, then the breast, because the thighs were very saggy. I had like saggy skin in the middle. And then as far as like my glutes, it was flat as a pancake. Hey, this is the glute, right? This is the glute. And then this is the hamstring. The glute deflated and fell over on top of my hamstring, so I can flop it up just like that. Everything that was going on in my mind, and I was like, oh my God, I took this too far, and I should have been eating more. Why didn't I track my food? Why didn't I just keep up with the things that I know I'm supposed to do, but I just relied too much on the medicine to do what it does, which is to suppress your appetite, and you can just go hours without eating. I used to just have a protein shake, and that was my breakfast. A protein shake, which is barely 200 calories. Somebody who is not on the GLP-1 will be like, where the food at? What's 160 calories? But someone who's on GLP-1, depending on the strength, will be like, oh girl, I'm full, you know? But really, is that how we should be eating? Whether if we're on the medicine or not, regardless of the dose, if all you can have is 160 grams in the morning, and then you can go 5-6 hours without eating again, then you're probably not on the right dose, because it's probably too strong for you. But again, talk to your doctor, because I'm not professional, all right? But this is just my experience. And so I had to do a reverse diet. So I did exactly what I read to you guys. Like, I slowly increased my calorie intake. So once I completed my 1 year on Zepbound in March, I immediately quit Zepbound. And I just started just eating. And I made sure I strength trained. And when I strength trained and I stayed consistent with it, you best believe your girl was not feeling sore. I was able to lift a little heavier because I was fueling my body like I was supposed to. And I was still prioritizing protein, making sure it was up there, but I didn't really focus so much on like 130 grams of protein because, listen, I needed to eat. So of course, along that, it does come with some weight gain, and yes, my body filled out more, but I can tell when I needed to stop because my stomach was very bloated. So once I stopped eating and I went from 1,200 calories to 23, that was like my ending point. It was like I can't go any higher. So once I scaled it back to around 2,000, 1,900, then that's when, you know, my body started to, the waistline started to come together, let's just say that. And then I stopped eating so much carbs. I went from having carbs of around like 120 or 80 all the way up to almost over 350 grams of carbs. So that's how much carbs I was eating on the reverse diet. All right, so I had to take a little pause real quick. So I forgot exactly where I left off, but I went above my calorie maintenance. My maintenance was around, sometimes the calculators would say around 1,900, 2,000. But what I did was to calculate my true maintenance was if my weight stayed the same at a certain calorie, like let's just say 2,100, if I'm able to maintain 153 pounds off of 2,100, but then when I eat 1,900, I drop a few ounces, then I know that my maintenance really is around the 19 and 2,100. And I did that for about 90 days. Focusing on was building muscle and getting some weight back onto my frail body. Our bodies is like a car. So in order for me to go to South Carolina, I need gas. I need a full tank of gas because a car runs off of fuel, and our body is the exact same way. So I can't go to South Carolina on a fourth of a tank. It's going to give out eventually. I'm being that you're on the GLP-1, it's like it's so easy to just become so relaxed and just not even think about counting calories. It's important to fuel your body, and also talk to your doctor and explain to them that your goals and what you want. You want to be able to eat more and still drop weight. Now, eating more is different. It is not going to be 2,100 calories like it is for me. You know, you got to find that number for you and what you and your doctor and your dietitian has come into an agreement with. Okay, so I just want to share that little piece with you, and I look forward to chatting with you again. Goodbye, gorgeous.